Okay, we're at the same place we left off yesterday at 115,500 or so. And yesterday when we left off, I said, guys, I'm not ready to call a correction yet. This for me is not a correction. I'm not calling this a correction yet. I'm going to stick to my thesis. And I'm not going to be like these people that thought it was alt season one day and then the next day said that it's not alt season, right? I'm not going to be like those people. These people that thought it was alt season one day and then the next day said that it's not alt season. I'm not going to be like those people that are the butter hands. I'm going to show you with conviction where I think this market's actually going. Also, speaking of where the market's actually going, so Tom Lee came out and he gave a prediction for ETH where he said basically there's a certain level at which you will be buying ETH and he won't be buying ETH until ETH hits that level. So I'm going to reveal that level. And it's very important that you listen to that level. The reason why it's so important that you listen to that level is because this guy's got $20 billion, or he's out there raising $20 billion. And if he says, look, there's a certain level at which I'm going to start buying, what do you think the market's going to do? Market's going to start front running him, right? That's exactly what's going to happen. That's why this level is such an important level and why we have to talk about this level. Also, speaking of treasury companies, I don't know if you saw this yesterday, but MicroStrategy did a bit of a U-turn. Remember, first they said that they weren't going to issue more shares unless they were trading at 2.5 times MNAV. And now they changed their guidance yesterday. They said Strategy today announced an update to its MSTR ATM guidance. And the market's not accepting this guidance very well. They think that there might be a problem. And we might be seeing the beginning of the end of the infinite money glitch that MicroStrategy have got. So we have a lot to talk about today. Lots to talk about. My levels for ETH, why I'm still not capitulating that this is a correction despite all the red thumbnails. I'm going to show you the safest narrative of the cycle. There's a lot of things we have to do today. So let's get going. We don't really have a lot of time together and I want to relish every moment that we have together. GM, especially to all those people in the chat who have not capitulated and don't yet feel that there is a correction on the horizon. I salute you and I salute your conviction. I've seen a lot of red thumbnails, even inside our own thing. I think I heard Carl talking about a correction this morning. I hope he's wrong. I really hope he's wrong. For our sake, I hope that Carl's wrong. Also for everybody's sake, I hope that Carl's wrong in this one. We've got a big show today, but the main thing around the show today is I want to make sure that we all completely aligned in what the facts are. The facts are that I don't know why everybody's panicking. We put in a higher high on Bitcoin. We went and we put in an all-time high. We put in a higher high on the chart structure. We went to 124,500. Naturally, we have come down. Don't talk to me until we get to below 111 or 111,800. Don't talk to me about it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want any bear us in the chat until we break below the 112. At 112, we can start talking. Before 112, like, what are you talking about? Higher low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high, higher high. This is a higher high than the higher high that I'm going to have in Amsterdam at the end of the month. Like, there's nothing to talk about here. So please, let's not talk about what's going on here. Let's not be these people over here that thought it was alt season for like 24 hours and then decided that it's not alt season. Speaking of alt season, I made a lovely video for you guys. Really a fantastic, amazing video. Probably the best video that was ever made about alt season. I dropped it on the other channel. If you're struggling around this whole alt season thing, such a beautiful video this. In 12 minutes, you'll know exactly when the alt season starts. Tell Johnny to put a link to that thing below. Johnny, I know you're watching, bro. I know you're watching. Let's phone him. Let's see if Johnny's actually watching. I know he's watching. Because if he doesn't watch, trouble for Johnny. Let's phone Johnny. Johnny.
Always watching, sir.
Always watching, sir. All right, Johnny, the link to the alt season thing in 12 minutes needs to be in the description here, bro.
Sick.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you.
Okay.
So I forgot to say how are you, but that's not the right time to say how are you. Okay, so we're not these people that are going to be spooked out by a small little blip in the radar here, like a little blip in the radar, like hardest. Yes. We put in a higher high, bro. I want to remind you that on the 15th of August, which was 4 days ago, Bitcoin was at an all-time high. Okay, we had like a 3% correction. God. Anyway, good to see also in the bubbles that like, it's a little bit red, but good to see that two of the tokens we spoke about yesterday are very much in the green. Mantle, we spoke about that yesterday. Remember I said to exchange tokens, Bybit token, and then Sonic. Sonic also went up. I mean, yeah, when we talk about Sonic going up, I got a lot of flack yesterday for revealing inside information to you guys. It was terrible. It went viral on Twitter about how I reveal inside information on my shows to you guys. Well, yeah, that's what I do. I tell you everything I know about the market, like it or not. Also, good to see, very, very, very good to see here that you remember I told you that 𝗬𝗎 was going to get listed on Robinhood. Well, I told the guys in Frontrunners that 𝗬𝗎 was going to get listed on Robinhood. And then 𝗬𝗎 was actually listed on Robinhood. It's exactly what I said, right? There it is. You can see 𝗬𝗎 is now available to trade on Robinhood. Did it move the price? I think in an up market, it would have moved the price. But in a down market, it's not actually moving the price, right? So, yeah, I mean, where is 𝗬𝗎? Let's look for our friend 𝗬𝗎. 𝗬𝗎 not actually moving the price, not actually moving on the Robinhood now. So probably because the intern actually leaked it. Next thing you know, you're going to look at Athena and you're going to hear an announcement. And in that announcement, you're going to hear about this big whale that's putting in like $500 million in cash and $250 million in Athena tokens into the Athena treasury company. And then you'll wonder to yourself, why wasn't I part of Frontrunners when Rand told us like a week ago that that's going to happen? Because it's all playing out exactly like I said in Frontrunners. By the way, if you want to join Frontrunners, there's a link below. Join, because a lot's going on there, including, well, what was supposed to be a meme coin launch yesterday, which never happened. But I think the meme coin launch may actually be happening today. And if it does happen today, yeah. Why does Miles say it's a danger zone? I mean, are we talking about danger zones and shit like that? Oh, God. We're not talking about that. We will. If a market goes below 112, there's a discussion. Otherwise, absolutely, absolutely no discussion. I just think I can have my count here just so I can see who's here, who's not. Yeah. Okay, so, yeah, so it's nice to see that our calls are in here. Also nice to see that, remember that we had Hines, what was his role again? He was the president's Council of Advisors, head of the Republican Council of Advisors on Digital Asset. And remember, he left the White House. And it's also nice to see that we know exactly why he left the White House. He's gone to work at Tether. It's like those people that work for the FDA. And then like you find them like a month later working at the big drug companies. So, same thing, it's just in finance. I was no surprise. You knew he was going into private sector. You knew for sure he was going into private sector. By the way, if it's your first time here, welcome. I haven't even welcomed the people here. If it's your first time here, welcome. Subscribe to our channel. Great place to be. If it's not your first time, do me a favor. I can see that like the likes are a bit stale today. Obliterate the like button. I forgot to tell you in the beginning, which is why we're off to a slow start today. Obliterate the like button. Obliterate. Especially if you do me a favor. If you are one of these people, please don't obliterate the like button. But if you're not, then please obliterate the like button. Okay, so that's that. Let's also talk about. Let's quickly just look at the other altcoins. I don't think there's very much happening right now. Pump Fund is down because they went and moved tokens from the Pump Fund wallet. I mean, come on. These guys just keep scoring own goal after own goal after own goal. Doesn't matter. It'll bounce back as usual. Anyway, yeah, so please, no more discussion around corrections and that, unless we break down below the 112. Above 112, it's a higher low. If it goes below 112, we can have another conversation. If we do have another conversation, you know what? There are a few big market analysts out there that actually are expecting a little bit of a correction, a minor adjustment, they call it. So like, I was listening to some analysts today from Wall Street, and they said, look, what they're looking for is they're looking for a minor adjustment. A minor adjustment. What's a minor adjustment when it comes to finance? I know what a minor adjustment is when you're walking and you need to like minorly adjust it. Yeah. That's a minor adjustment. But what's a minor adjustment in Wall Street? It's not. There's no such thing. I mean, one of those analysts that is waiting for a minor adjustment, a minor correction, is actually Tom Lee, and he actually published a level at which he's comfortable to buy ETH. Now, the reason why that level is so important, right? Let me know if you guys do minor adjustments sometimes. Let me know in the chat if anybody here is doing minor adjustments. I need to know about it. I see the Momo guys are back here. Welcome, guys. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome here. Should we open up a Momo bot? I wonder if you can even do that. Let's see if we can open up a Momo bot later. All right, let's talk about Tom Lee and his levels. And the reason why it's important that you listen to Tom Lee and his levels is because when a guy has $20 billion or he's raising $20 billion, right? And then he says, look, there is a certain level at which I'm comfortable buying this asset. And you know that he's got $20 billion. Then you're like, okay, well, then in that case, it's going to be very hard for ETH to get there because you know that at that level, Tom Lee's got, I don't know, $1 billion, maybe $2 billion to defend himself, right? Or to defend that price. Now, he actually came out with that price. And he said, look, for him, not for me, for him. For him, he says a pullback to 4075 to 4150 by midweek. That's pullbacks are healthy. He says, he said it's a minor correction. He didn't say a minor adjustment. A minor adjustment, something else. He said it's a minor correction. So if you're looking to make a minor adjustment, ETH might make one. And Tommy Lee says, Tom Lee. I've been told don't call him Tommy Lee. I must call him Tom Lee. It's not, yeah. So Tom Lee says that by the midweek, it can be between 4075 and 4150. And he says that would be a healthy pullback. That would mean that, that's probably when he would start buying. And if he's going to start buying and he's got $20 billion, you kind of have to listen to him, right? In fact, that's probably like a good lesson for the cycle and how to make sure that you have the best risk-adjusted returns in the beginning of the cycle, not the end of the cycle, the beginning of the cycle. It's a very, very, very simple play, right? The simple play here is to understand what's driving the cycle. What's driving the cycle is treasury companies, right? You can see that right now they are all the rage. Look at like Bitmine. Look at Sharplink. Look at the amount of ETH that they're holding, like that they're staking. Look at you're getting the MicroStrategy type announcements. Just in Sharplink buys 145,000 ETH worth $667 million. We are going to talk about MicroStrategy later because I think it's important to talk about it. You can see that now they've been around for like a very short period of time. They already control over 2% of the ETH supply. Now that's, if you think about the velocity at which they're buying at a much, much, much faster velocity than Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor only got to like 2% of the Bitcoin supply now in this part of the year. And if you look at the volume on these trading companies, so the volume on these trading companies is now starting to be much bigger than the Bitcoin trading companies, right? So like it's the volume, the actual volume is made up of treasury companies. Also, you can see that there's a lot of demand by Wall Street for these treasury companies, not only from the capital that they're raising, but you can see that in terms of investors, you can see that Bitmine is actually more traded than Robinhood's, more traded than Apple, more traded than United Healthcare. Like no one trading United Healthcare anymore. And well, now actually yes, because Warren Buffett actually bought some. And so I think that the worst thing that you can do in this cycle is fade this ETF, this treasury company narrative. And so if we actually land up getting caught up in some kind of correction, where's the safest place to be? Where is there the best shelter? And for me, the best shelter, the best risk-adjusted return is actually to be in the tokens that have the most active treasury companies, right? Why do I say that? Because I don't think that Wall Street are going to act the same way that crypto investors act. I don't think that Wall Street is going to do this on the treasury companies. They're going to say it's alt season one day, and then like one day later, it's not alt season anymore, right? I think that this is a much longer term plan. I think it's we're very, very, very early in the cycle, in this very long term play. We're very, very, very early in that cycle. We're at the phase in the cycle where the bankers are frothing, like they're frothing everywhere at the opportunity to work with these treasury companies. And the reason is because they're getting big money for going out to raise capital. So how does it work in a nutshell? Very simplistically, the bankers go out and raise money for these companies so that they can actually buy Bitcoin and ETH and whatever else, right? And when they do, the bankers get a cut of that money. I don't know exactly what the cut is, but I imagine it's like 4, 5, 6%. Arthur Hayes thinks it's about 4, 5, 6%. By the way, I spoke to Arthur Hayes today We're going to release that recording on Friday. It'll blow your minds. And I think that the people in Frontrunners, they actually got a link and they watched that recording live. It was absolutely, wasn't it mind-boggling? Like if you were there today, then please just tell people how amazing that session actually was with Arthur. And then when you do, just go and sign up to Frontrunners as soon as possible, because it's probably the best decision you're going to make this cycle. Anyway, going back to it. So probably the best risk-adjusted return place to be in the beginning part of the cycle, not the end part of the cycle. Because I think at the end part of the cycle, I think that's when you want to be out of these treasury companies. You want to be back in the underlying. Is you want to be in tokens that have strong treasury companies. I'm not asking you guys to invest in the actual treasury companies. I'm asking you guys to invest in tokens that have strong treasury companies. Why? Because Wall Street isn't going to behave like crypto investors. And so those tokens may be a little bit more immune from any downtrends in crypto, right? Those tokens may be slightly more immune. Why? Because you've always got the Wall Street bid that's coming in. Right now, we're in the beginning of the Wall Street bid. You got all the bankers excited. I get bankers phoning me every day. Would you like to participate in this? Would you like to participate in that? You kind of know that they are getting some kind of commission or some kind of kickback for raising money, which is fine. We want them to do it. The more they can have, the better. But you need to be you need to play it properly in the cycle, because at the end of the cycle, it's going to be exactly the opposite. You want to be out of those tokens because the treasury companies are going to capitulate and they're going to be the first ones to sell. But for now, we are all in, and we need to get all into the treasury companies, or the tokens that have strong treasury companies. Imagine it like this. On the tokens that don't have good treasury companies, it's like a swimming pool that's being filled with like a thin hose pipe, right? So like it's a thin hose pipe, it's crypto money going into that swimming pool. And that swimming pool's got to push up the price of a token. And as the token gets bigger and bigger, it takes a lot more to actually fill it. And then in some swimming pools, you got this massive fire hydrant, which is Wall Street. And you can't compare the little pipe of the swimming pool to the fire hydrant, like one of those big monster, big fire hydrant things, right? You can't compare that. I want to be in the swimming pool where the fire hydrant is. That's where I want to be right now. That's the place that I want to be. And you can see it. You can see it in the charts. Look at the charts. This here is the ETH chart. Okay. Any guesses when SBET was announced? Was it here? No. Was it here? No. SBET was announced. Remember, SharpLink was the first treasury company. May 27th, 2025. So we go back to the chart and we say May 27th. So what do you think happened on May 27th? May 27th is about here. ETH was at 2515. This is where the inside information got out, by the way. You can kind of see it in the chart. That wasn't a coincidence, right? That was the inside information getting out. And then the treasury company was announced here. And then the other treasury companies were announced, and bang, now we're up 70% on ETH. Why? Because it's plugged into the Wall Street hosepipe. Have a look at the Athena chart. This is Athena. Tell me where in this chart do you believe that the treasury company was announced? Come on, guys. It's so obvious. It's here. Because here is where the insiders got in, right? And here, more or less, is where it was announced. Now, let's see if I was right. July 24th. July 24th. Hold on, let's find it. July. Oh, no, that's ETH. Wrong chart. I was wondering if I can't be that. There it is. July 24th. Somewhere. Here we go. July 24th. Over here. And look at the price today. From 42 to, it went all the way up to 84. When you plugged it into the Wall Street hydrant. By the way, here's where the insiders started to get in. Ask me how I know. Well, when do you think Bitcoin started running? When Saylor started with his crazy buying. You go to the Saylor tracker and you, oh goodness, let's try and refresh this. And we see if we can see when Saylor actually started buying like a mofo. Oh, come on. And don't do this to me now. Anyway, let's try and refresh it, but it's not going to work. Okay, so when that happened, that was when the treasury company started buying. The Binance, BNB coin. Okay, so there was an announcement, August 11th. This is when they began deploying. They announced it a bit earlier. I would imagine that they announced it somewhere over here. Okay, and then bang, the price starts to shoot up. So what are we seeing here? We're seeing a pattern. What is the pattern telling you? The pattern is telling you very simply. The more protected tokens this cycle, the best risk return of this cycle right now is tokens that have or are going to have strong treasury companies. Right now, the list goes Ethereum, obviously Bitcoin, BNB, TON, 𝗬𝗎. 𝗬𝗎's got 𝗬𝗕 Ventures, right? They've got a very, very, very strong thing. Solana hasn't got one. They were supposed to have one. There was that whole Joe McCann thing. Remember I made that whole situation room with Joe McCann. By the way, Joe's on holiday. When he gets back from holiday, he's coming on to Banter. And he's going to tell the whole story live on Banter for you guys. Yeah. Lots of momos in the chat here. I love you guys. The strongest community in crypto. So what's the play? The play here in this cycle is to say, look, if you are worried about a correction, if you're worried about being caught off guard, go and find yourself a token that has a strong treasury company behind it. If the token has a strong treasury company behind it, what does that mean? Well, it means that when the crypto market sells off that token, it means that the TradFi market will come and save your asses and land up buying the dip with you guys, for you guys, together with you guys, etc. So what do? You buy tokens that have or are going to have strong treasury companies. Here is your list. Bitcoin, ETH, BNB, Sol, 𝗬𝗎, TON, Athena. Who have I left out? Hyperliquid's going to get some very strong treasury companies now. I'll keep you updated in front runners of exactly when I know these treasury companies are coming, because they all phone us to get involved. And I'll just tell you, there's one coming. It's going to be good. It's not going to be good. Yeah, so that's pretty much the best risk return trade in the market right now. Buy tokens where you know the Wall Street fire hydrant is going to save your ass when the market actually corrects. That's where you want to be. The rest, and if you're looking for more risk or if you're looking for more returns, I've said this to you guys before, rather buy 𝗬𝗎 on a 2 or 3x leverage than go down the risk curve. Because when the market reverses and there's no treasury company to help you buy the token, then you're on your own. So rather go and take your 𝗬𝗎, take a 2 or 3x leverage. If you're going to take a 2 or 3x leverage, I recommend today that you do it on Bybit. And the reason why I recommend you do it on Bybit is because Bybit actually have a competition, right? And you first have to sign up to Bybit with our sign up link. Can you ask Johnny, can you put our sign up link here? It's very confusing to people that they need to join the world SOT, but there's no sign up, there's no deposit bonuses. Weird, bro. Anyway, you need to join our team. We're going to make it the biggest team. And remember, the more players in the team, the higher chances of winning. And the prize pool is like $10 million. So it's time to actually do that. Yes. So that's what I would do. I would be looking to, rather than take unnecessary risk, get into the tokens where you think there's going to be big treasury companies. I suspect very soon there shall be an announcement of another treasury company. It's just a suspicion. Because remember, I don't have inside information on securities. I suspect that there might be one on Chainlink very soon. And there's going to be an announcement around Chainlink very soon. Very, very soon. It's a suspicion. We don't do inside information. So we did inside information yesterday on Sonic. Holy shit, my phone was going crazy. How could you let me out? It was crazy what happened yesterday. Anyway, all's well that ends well. All's well that ends well. So you know what the best risk-adjusted return of the cycle actually is? Now I want to talk a little bit about the MicroStrategy debacle. Because something big happened with MicroStrategy, and we need to talk about it. We need to talk about exactly what happened. So I think what we need to do is, in order for you to understand this next section about MicroStrategy, and by the way, I'm going to drop a full video on the other channel, on Crypto Insider, about this whole MicroStrategy thing. But let's just quickly talk about it for 2 seconds. So you'll remember that in their last results, MicroStrategy made a very, very, very controversial announcement. And what Michael Saylor said is, he said, look, unless the stock is trading at 2 to 4 times MNAV, MicroStrategy will not issue MSTR. And what that means is effectively, because remember, what's Michael Saylor's playbook? Michael Saylor's playbook is to sell more equity, specifically he was selling MSTR at the time, and to use the proceeds of that equity to buy more Bitcoin. In order to really, really understand it, you need to understand the concept of what MNAV actually is, right? Or what the MNAV premium actually is. What the MNAV premium actually is as follows. Say that MicroStrategy is trading at $280. And let's say they've got $100 per share of Bitcoin. The premium, the MNAV premium, is $180, right? And so you could kind of think about the MNAV as the difference between the amount per share that MicroStrategy is holding of Bitcoin versus the actual share price. And if the share price is higher, so think about this, if the share price is 280, Michael Saylor can sell strategy shares, you can create strategy shares, sell them at $280, use the proceeds to buy Bitcoin and increase the Bitcoin per share to somewhere between 100 and 280 because it was already at 100, right? And so the market got really worried when Michael Saylor came out and said, look, if we're trading at below 2.5 times MNAV, we ain't going to issue any more shares. Why did the market get so concerned? Because of this chart over here. If you look at like the last time that MicroStrategy traded above 2.5 MNAV, that was actually last year in November. And so that means that MicroStrategy, I'm glad they changed it to strategy, not MicroStrategy, because Michael Saylor MicroStrategy is it's quite tough to remember. It's Michael's strategy. You could see that they would not be able to actually issue any more of these shares. What's the big reason? The big reason is the more MSTR that you issue at low prices, the more you're diluting current shareholders. And that's not good for current shareholders, right? So what happened here? This is actually where the alpha starts coming in. Michael Saylor said, look, we're not issuing any more MSTR shares unless we trade above 2.5 times MNAV. They haven't traded at over 2.5 times MNAV for a long time. We were all worried that this would mean that Saylor would stop buying as aggressively. He is issuing a whole lot of other securities. Yesterday, though, they came out with another announcement. This is the announcement that came out yesterday. In the announcement, they said, look, Strategy announced an update to the MSTR guidance, providing it greater flexibility in execution. And it's like, okay, what's the update? Anything below 2.5 NAV, they changed the wording slightly and they said, Strategy will tactically issue MSTR to pay interest on debt obligations, fund preferred equity dividends, and otherwise deemed advantageous to the company. Okay, advantageous to the company. That's what they say. Okay, well, what is advantageous to the company? That effectively means that once again, they can carry on issuing MSTR shares, which is great, which is what crypto wants. It's not what the MSTR shareholders want, but it's what crypto wants. Why? Because this gives Michael Saylor flexibility, and I'll show you what the issue is. If you look at the price of Bitcoin and the price of MicroStrategy, what you'll notice is that when the price of Bitcoin goes up, the price of MicroStrategy explodes. And when the price of Bitcoin goes down, likewise, the price of MicroStrategy dips a lot more, right? Now, here's the issue. If they would have stuck to this original playbook, when the price of Bitcoin would have gone down and Michael Saylor would have wanted to buy the dip, and the only way he could have bought the dip was to sell MSTR shares, this thing over here would have said, you're not allowed to sell MSTR shares. Well, why not? Because you're not at 2.5 times NAV. Well, why not? Because the market's crashing. What happens when the market crashes? Well, when the market crashes, the NAV multiplier actually goes down. You can see, like when we crashed from December, look at what happened to MNAV. It went from 3.16 all the way down to, in March, it went down to 1.41. And that would mean that Michael Saylor actually couldn't buy this dip. Imagine, you could not buy this dip. And so what they did was they made a slight adjustment. They said, look, if we think it's opportunistic, we'll do it. And that is how we landed up today. The short sellers, they saying, look, you just can't sell your shares in the open market. No one wants to pay you these valuations anymore. And that's why. And so the short sellers are going short. And as the short sellers are going short, it's driving down the MNAV. Anyway, I'm going to break that down on a full video on the other channel, but I just thought that you should know what's actually going on. Let's actually quickly just check in with MSTR. I'd imagine MSTR isn't taking this news so well. But that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, okay, it's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. Anyway, so now you understand exactly what's going on here. All right, a couple of things. Yesterday, remember we wanted to open that bot on Chainlink. I realized the bot on Pinex didn't actually open. And this is on the account that I'm actually giving away to you guys, right? And so I want to actually open some trades right now on these bots. By the way, can we do a poll? Can we do a chat in the poll in the chat? See if the guys want a bot workshop tomorrow. Let's say tomorrow straight after the show, if they want to do like a half-an-hour bot workshop. Do you want to do a half-an-hour free bot workshop tomorrow where we can set up bots? If they do, we'll do it. If not, we don't have to do it. All right, let's talk about this. So remember, I've got this account that I'm giving away, and I was going to open a Chainlink bot. And remember, specifically on Chainlink, I want to capitalize on a certain price range. I want to capitalize on anything above 20 bucks. Let's just go into daily. I think Chainlink's about to rip. And I think anything above 20 bucks, I want to capitalize on this going up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the bot live with you guys. If you want to copy me, don't remind me again. Okay. If you guys want to copy me on this trade, right? All you need to do is you need to go to the show over here. Go to the show. There are links below. The first thing you do, sign up to Pinex. The second thing you do, you can do the sign up bonus. You can get up to $1,000. A lot of people I know have already got their $1,000. Then all the bots, you can just copy my settings. Anyway, back to the broadcast. So my lowest price here where I want the bot to trade is $20. My highest price is $45. And I want a lot of grids. The reason I want a lot of grids is because I want this bot to trade like a mofo. And I'll show you in a second why I want it to trade like a mofo. So I'm going to invest $1,000 of the $5,000 because I'm going to open a lot of bots here. And I'm going to open it on a 5x leverage. And I've got a liquidation price of $15.4. And so for now, I want to hit that bot and I want to go with that bot. The other one that I want to do, and I don't know if they've actually got it yet. Let's see if they've actually got it yet. Mantle. So I want to do Mantle. The reason why I want to do Mantle is because I actually think this token can go, right? And I want to capitalize on the upside, but I don't only want to capitalize on the upside. I want to capitalize on all the grids. So just like have a look here. I want to show you this. A lot of our bots, most of our bots are up in a lot of profit. But the ones that we opened recently, like for example, the Chainlink one that I opened yesterday, you can see it's down, right? It's down like $371. But it's okay because I've made money on the grids because the grid bot is trading in and out and in and out and in and out. So sometimes you'll land up losing on the trade, but you'll land up making a lot on the grid. So like, yeah, look at this Bitcoin one. I'm down $16 on the trade, but I'm up $213 because the grid bot's going in, out, in, out, in, out. So you're capitalizing on everything here. You see? And going back to the one we're setting up for you guys. So for Mantle, there's a new, like, I think it's going to break out of this range now. And when it breaks out of this range, I think it's going to go. So I want to say, look, anything above, between 130 and 190, I want this bot trading for me. I want the bot trading in and out and in and out. And again, I'm going to give it 400 grids because I want this bot really, really trading aggressively. And I'm going to put another $1,000 into that bot on a 5x leverage this time. My liquidation price is at 102. I think I'm comfortable with that for now. Eh? Actually not. If you're not comfortable, then just unclick auto reserve, put in the actual amount that you want to invest, and then just put in like $500 extra margin, 91 cents. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Okay, now as you can see, I'm going to open this bot. Immediately, it's going to buy Mantle, and it's going to hold some USDT, and then it's going to be trading in and out. So, okay, we've got two bots set up here. If you want to win this account and all the bots on this account actually running, all you need to do, sign up with Pinex using my links. You can trade, copy any of the bots. And when you do, you can actually win this account. And I'm going to keep opening more bots here. As you see, let's actually open one more because I think in this account, I also want a Mantle bot. This is my big account. I've taken this account from 50,000 to 116,000 trading bots. So futures bot, Futures Grid Bot. And I'm going to go to Mantle, MNT, because that's the one that's missing in my portfolio. The lowest price, I'll go to $1. The highest price, $2. I'm going to give it 400 grids. I'm going to put in, I only know 5x. I don't recommend you go as aggressive as I am, but I'm quite aggressive on these things. I'm going to put in 5K. 5K. My liquidation 76 cents. That's perfect. That is absolutely perfect. And I'm going to create the bot. Okay, now that Mantle bot, you can copy those settings. I'll show you. So let's just copy it for Johnny. Okay. Every time it makes that noise, I already think I've won. Even though look, my trade's $1 down, I already think I've won. Johnny, here's your link for Mantle. Hold on. Hold on, let's find Johnny. Almost sent that to Hustle. You would have thought I'm crazy. Okay, Johnny. There is your, by the way, there is your Mantle bot. And you guys can copy it. I'll show you. If you want to copy it, it's so simple. You just go to like one of the bots, like the one I created yesterday. Click on that. And you can just copy bot. So simple. You don't have to copy it. Yeah. I mean, the returns I'm making on these bots is absolutely, I mean, as I say, like this account is up from $50,000 to $114,000 already. Anyway, I think that's it. I think that's pretty much what's happening today. I mean, let's just quickly look at the newsroom one last time. Trump to go live today on Fox. Wall Street said Jerome's pals may signal a rate cut at Jackson Hole. He will. Sharp link buys $616 million of ETH. Amazing. All right, chaps. What does the poll say? Do they want the workshop tomorrow or don't they?
Yes.
Okay, so 50. So we will have a workshop tomorrow. Free bot trading workshop tomorrow after the show. My chief of staff is watching the show. She's going, "Are you absolutely out of your mind? You've got 25 meetings, and here I am setting up bot workshops." I'm addicted. All right, I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Until then, trade well, my friends.